just ain't me. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. I'm a visionary, revolutionary. Fuck all that talking, my nigga, let's link. Bring your bitch ass up the street. I'm through with the talking, I'm done with the beef.
What's going on, everyone? It's KB the Mark, back to bring you the news. On today's wrestling report, we have many stories to discuss, starting with Swerve Strickland is all elite forever. A WWE Raw star is injured. Tama Tonga made history at WWE Backlash, and many more stories. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to stay up to date. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the news. It was announced on WWE Raw by Dakota Kai that Asuka is injured. Dakota will be taking Asuka's spot in the Queen of the Ring tournament. On the March 15th episode of WWE Friday Night SmackDown, Asuka appeared to have injured her left leg during an attack angle on Bayley. She wrestled at Backlash, where she and Kairi Sane dropped the WWE Women's Tag Team titles to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. It was not said what the nature of the injury is or how long she's expected to be out of action. We wish her a speedy recovery. Asuka is the second person to be replaced in the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Before Raw went on the air, Adam Pearce announced that Drew McIntyre is out of the King of the Ring tournament because he's injured. McIntyre was replaced by Jey Uso in the tournament. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton took place at the WWE Backlash France Premium Live event on Saturday from LDLC Arena in Lyon des Sens, with Tonga Loa showing up. His return happened when Owens set up 4 chairs in the ring and hit a brainbuster off the top rope for Tonga for 2 as Loa came out to pull out the referee. Solo followed up with the Samoan Spike for the win. As previously reported, Tama and Tonga signed with WWE simultaneously, but they have kept Tonga off television until now. WWE Stats noted on Twitter that Tonga joins the likes of Jesus and Dominic Mysterio to have their first ever televised WWE at a pay-per-view/premium live event that was a street fight. Mysterio did it in 2020, while Jesus did it in 2004. WWE Hall of Famer and one of the biggest names in the history of Memphis wrestling and one of the most recognizable voices of the Attitude Era is no longer with World Wrestling Entertainment. PW Insider is reporting that WWE declined to renew Lawler's contract with the company. This ends a relationship that started at the end of 1992 when Lawler joined the company as a wrestler and a broadcaster. The news of Lawler's exit was reportedly met with surprise by people in the company, given that he's been there so long and the fact that he almost died during a live Raw in 2012 after suffering a heart attack. One source in the company remarked that Lawler would have been taken care of under the Vince McMahon regime, but we are now in a new era. Another person was quoted in the PW Insider story as saying that the old company is dead. And while people can dislike or hate Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn, someone like Lawler would have been taken care of, and someone like Howard Finkel, if he was still alive, would not have a job in today's WWE. Lawler is said to be doing better since suffering a massive stroke in February 2024, and he has been doing select signings in the Memphis area. For what it's worth, Jim Ross recently stated on his podcast that he would love to call one more match with Lawler. Now with Lawler out of WWE, that's more of a possibility. It's not clear though if AEW would be interested in bringing Lawler in. During the early days of AEW, Ross was pushing to bring in Lawler, but WWE offered the King a new deal. Prior to his stroke, Lawler will be brought in for guest spots and he will be featured in WWE Premium Live event pre-show panels. Monday's episode of WWE Raw featured the fallout from the Backlash France Premium Live event from Saturday, which also kicked in the bill for the King and Queen of the Ring Premium Live event later this month in Saudi Arabia, as it features several first-round matches for the tournament. It also marked the first Raw since the draft, where the recent NXT call-ups were expected to be used. However, that wasn't the case for everyone. Ilya Dragunov, Lyra Valkyria, Blair Davenport, Kiana James, Carmelo Hayes, Baron Corbin, and Dijak were moved from NXT to the main roster across Raw and SmackDown as part of the draft. Another star is expected to be called up soon. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select reported that several other NXT call-ups and draftees were brought to Raw and not used. It was likely due to lack of time, as it was believed to be the most advertised card for Raw in the show's history. Dragunov and Valkyria did work matches on Raw as part of the ongoing tournaments, where they advanced to the next round. The report noted that other tournament matches had to be pushed back till next week because they were told there wasn't enough time between now and the premium live event to do so. Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling's Yuki Kamifuku successfully captured the VPW Women's Championship, the first singles championship for women in Vietnam. At VPW Saigon Slam this past May 4th, Singapore's Alexis Lee competed against TJPW's Yuki Kamifuku to crown the first ever Vietnam Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. While both women pulled out all the stops to make history, it was Yuki who stood tall and victorious at the end of the night with the VPW Women's title. At the AEW Dynasty pay-per-view, the leader of the Mogul affiliates, Swerve Strickland, made history. He became the first African-American wrestler to hold the World Heavyweight Championship in All Elite Wrestling. Strickland recently opened up about his contract with the Jacksonville-based promotion. Swerve Strickland was a special guest on the High Spots live sessions. During the interview, the AEW World Champion spoke about his contract situation with the Tony Khan-led promotion. Strickland also mentioned that he has people around him, such as a manager and an attorney, who give him advice. He also stated that the plan was to enter the world title picture in 3 years, but he was able to do it in 2. Not quickly, but it was something I always wanted to strive to do. Strickland responded when asked if he envisioned he'd be where he is now when he exited WWE, and I got a lengthy contract, so it's like, okay, cool. I'm going to try to get to that, and I have a manager and an attorney who was just like, if you work on these things, improve on this, and we get to this point right here, you get this right, we can probably get into this world championship title contention thing in about 3 years, and I was able to do it in 2 and actually achieve it. So it was just like, I had to work overtime to get to this success. I had to do a lot more than even what was asked of me, and that's the hard part, but it's also the simple scope of things, if that makes sense. It's a simple concept, but it's just difficult work. You gotta keep going, Swerve Strickland said. That's it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to express your opinion below. Be sure to check out more videos from the channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell for daily wrestling videos. Once again, I'm KB the Mark, signing off. Until the next one.
I started with nothing and came out a king. Yeah. I've been the one that's been ballin' for rings. It's been me and my team and we chasing the green. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free. My team be the shit, we ain't ballin' for free.